Welcome back. Thanks for all the new subscribers and the comments. We really appreciate it, guys.
Yes, and one comment say a man retired early after selling him successful business with beautiful wife. What a
Failure.
yeah.
He says,
I think him call you dumb.
yeah, a man retired early, which is me, selling a successful business. That's us.
Yeah.
With his beautiful wife, that's her. And he made a comment at the bottom of it. What a failure. Now it's quite an interesting comment because Mark W, I won't say his last name, from South Australia. I'm going to reply to him quite nicely and put it real subtly.
Yeah.
To call someone a failure who's retired early shows the audacity where you would scoop so low. And with business, the way things are and the way it has worked out in the last 12 months in Australia, I think we got blessed to pull out when we did.
Yeah.
Even though construction in the Gold Coast and Queensland is going to boom,
Yeah.
you try and step out after January next year in business in Australia with 50% profit gains.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyone who's watching us, I try and keep it real. I try and keep it honest. We stepped out of our company. We stepped out of it and sold it. We didn't sell the name for personal reasons. I hold a lot of love to that name, and if I ever want to return back or my family want to kick it off or whatever, it's all sitting there waiting, as well as the family trust and all that. But to call someone a failure at 50 years old and be successful to retire at 50, I couldn't believe the audacity that someone could even comprehend saying something when you know that you work from Monday to Wednesday for free in Australia. It's free, okay? The government was not there to help me clean my trucks. It was not there to help me pay my finances on the vehicles. They were not there for nothing, yeah? They weren't there to help me to turn the alarm clock off in the morning. They weren't there to help us do invoices up. They were never there to be seen. But every 3 months they were there, waiting, with between 30,000 and 50,000 up to sometimes 80,000 bass every 3 months. Fantastic support. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without you. I really couldn't. But also coming out of that place on a profit gain.
Yeah.
Okay, we paid, I won't say the percentage, I really shouldn't say the amount either, but I can legitimately say that we paid way too much, and I didn't want to pay it, but I did. Next year in January, I would have paid double that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So to have the audacity to make a comment like that, I can see where the mental health side of things going in Australia.
Yeah.
And it's something I sort of wanted to touch on this channel.
Because you have a big head.
I've got a big ego, but also I want to explain why I am the way I am and why Pani puts up with me the way I am. I sort of want to keep it real, guys. I've got a real touchy, heartfelt moment about mental health, especially in Australia, with over 49 to 50 to 60 that they tell us are killing themselves every week. Okay, I went through a stage when I was very young. I tried to do it, I tried to finish it, and many times from the age of 16 to 18, I travelled to do it. I waited over a tunnel, waited for the train to come through. A couple of times I travelled there, and I failed, and I felt gutless. I know exactly what they're going through. And people will judge me and say, oh, only the weak try and do that, and it is completely coward. But when you've got no one waiting for you, or no one who even cares about you, or people say, oh, mental health, you got to remember who you leave behind. When I was 17 years old, there was no one there to leave behind. That's the difference with some of these guys. All right, if you come from a beautiful family and you've been supported all your life, 100% you're a coward. You've done that to your family. But in my circumstances, and probably many others, there is no one there. There was no one there. There's no one going to miss me. There was no one. And then I failed. I go back to a little bed sit room. Back then they were called bed sits. They were like one little, and I eat potatoes and onions for 3 days until payday again. There was no life. So I do have a personal outlook on this sort of content. I got through it somehow. I got through it with taking cannabis and training, and then as I got older, I got rid of the cannabis and I kept on training all my life, and I got through the mental health, which is a huge thing at the moment to get through. There's a couple of comments yesterday, and guy dogged me out on my Facebook pages, gave it to me, and within a few comments, I turned it around and I said to him, you'll end up growing to like me. I'll come clean, and I will come clean about certain mental health issues and how I escape the demons, because it's a really dark place. And
Same of Thai lady when in love with Christian guy, so you had to move back to him hometown, and a lot is like not used to be cold, snowed, and had to go learn them language and got mental health. Like me, I stay in Austria for 13 years, and one morning I wake up and tell Dale, I want to go home. Up to you if you want to come with me or not, but I going home. So that's why him sell him business early, him pick the wife before anything else. Yeah, I tell him, you not have to sell business and you not have to come with me, but I want to go home.
And I think when a lot of girls in that situation who go home, they get to the 4-year mark and they just zip their mouth because they don't want to let down the family, her family, his family, and hear the remorse. I told you so, I told you they're like that. But you've got to understand they come from a different culture, different food, and they're trying to please everyone, but they forget about pleasing themselves.
Yeah.
That's why you'll see a lot of Asians, not just Thai, but a lot of Asians at the 4-year mark, she'll throw it in.
Yeah, because them feel like them lost themselves.
But also, when he comes here, he's on holiday mode.
Yeah.
And when she goes home with him, she knows it's going to be different, but she didn't realise that the alcohol comes before her,
yes.
the friends come, the workmates,
yeah.
this. So she's been in this holiday mode with him for a couple of years, and she expected a change, but she didn't realise it was a change that she didn't really.
I brought them back.
I spent 13 years with Pani in Australia, and I'd done a lot of homework with her and made her feel welcome and loved and supported, and I never really put anything before her. She was always come first, and I felt when she said to me, I want to go home, I knew exactly what she meant. I said to her, just give me a little bit more time.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Just give me a little bit more time. I've got to clear a few things up with business, and I'm out here. I'm done.
Yeah.
And I chose. I'll be honest with you guys. I chose my relationship, my marriage, my family before being a millionaire. I could have stayed and been another 10 years old, I'd been a multi-millionaire. So, do I feel that I regret it? No way. Not one bit of me, man. Not one bit. I didn't come here to be a millionaire. I come here to be happy.
Yeah.
And when we come from the start of our relationship, I wasn't a millionaire. I was nowhere near it. And she accepted me the way I was. And she watched me go up and down.
Yeah.
Sometimes we didn't have bread and milk. Sometimes she covered the rent. And she was loyal for 13 years to me. Maybe more than that, actually, but 13 years marriage. So it was no-brainer for us to do a few numbers up and go, you know what, let's just tap out. If we start running on low on cash, no problem, I'll just go get a job in Dubai or something like this.
We
you
have
know.
backpack, like a lot of jobs in Dubai and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not like we cannot say that we try forever.
Yeah. And we've been in Thailand over 12 months now, and we've been successful, and it's not burning into any of our investments or anything like that. But I can see where the mental health comes from both sides of a mixed relationship or a failing marriage, or people want to go different directions. And as Australia, especially, I'll single out Australia because over there at the moment it's brutal.
Yeah.
Getting left behind, living day to day, week to week, with no savings. And I mean, I've got a family member, I won't mention his name. I spent the last 8 years trying to save for a deposit for a house. It's still not there. And these guys are on really crazy money, still not there. The Australian dream's going, man. And more this dream falls to pieces, more mental health's going to kick in.
Yes.
And the real numbers are 49 guys killing themselves a week.
Yeah.
That's bull crap. More like probably 4 times that.
Just to try to put food in the table.
They're not telling the truth on the
Yeah.
numbers. No one's talking about it. No one. No one's talking about the DVOs, the prisons are full of systems, the family violence. All they care about is just bringing more people, Ponzi the scheme up, and who cares about the Aussie mental health? That's the system at the moment. Anyway.
And you start get jealous of the people is happy because your mental health is kicking.
Yeah, there's a lot of jealousy online.
Yeah.
I'm blocking and deleting probably 10 a day off my Facebook pages, and I understand. I don't fire back at them. I say thank you for following us, and he's like, you're this, you're that, and I tell them you have a nice day at work, you know, and they get really upset.
I have a day off today.
Yeah, it's Friday. I took the day off. I'm like, well, you took the day off on a Friday, but I'm thinking in my head, you work Monday to Wednesday for free, by the way. You know, I heard a good story the other day about when you come out of university, you got a diploma, you go work for somebody, yeah. But the person who owns a company or owns a business doesn't have a diploma. Yeah. You don't need to have a diploma or go to university for 5 or 10 years to own a business and be successful.
Like me.
Couple of my replies, and he goes, you can't even hold a conversation together. I'm like, I didn't need to. I didn't need to, mate. You do, because you're working for somebody. That's the difference. Anyway, that's our 2 cents for today. Peace out, and enjoy the world and try and spread some positive love, guys. Peace out from Thailand.